Hey guys, it's Nate, aka TheFutAccountant. Welcome back to the channel. Well, do we have a lot to talk about today? The big leaks are back, the Bombazo leaks, as we've seen and called them before, and the news is absolutely insane, guys. Even EA is getting in on some of the news with Ultimate Scream being posted online and in-game, but that's just scratching the surface of all that we have to discuss today. Players leaked, SBC players leaked, like the biggest SBC we could possibly get is coming with this new promo, but there's even stuff coming before that. An icon pack potentially, maybe league SBCs. I'm spoiling it. We got to get into all the details today and get into the leaks and how it's going to impact the market. I have 2 little coins right now. I need to be selling some things, getting my coins liquid before what might be a day where people start to sell off some cards, but I'm still unsure because the market's been a pretty stable place in the last couple of days. We're going to discuss it all today, guys. If you're excited for it now after seeing all these leaks, drop a thumbs up on the video, hype the video, and subscribe if you're new. Now, really quickly, we're going to go over yesterday's Monday content before getting into all the leaks. It's really not much to discuss, so it won't take long. We had the Jack Grealish SBC yesterday. It was expected. It dropped. Now, this card has a good thing going for him. Center attacking mid position. He's got press proven plus and good play styles, but he's missing on some pace stats and also no good roles as a center attacking mid. Some people may like half winger, but I prefer classic 10 and playmaker myself. It's nice that he has the position, but he's just kind of missing a role there. Even just a plus would have been nice, but it's only 60,000 coins to get this done. 83, 84 with an inform, and an 85 rated squad for a couple of tradable packs back and a probably pretty good in-game Jack Grealish card. Actually, I saw some people on Twitter comparing him to Arda Güler, and they're really close in terms of stats. I really love Arda Güler. I'm sure they're different in-game to a degree because it's 2 different players, but that's not a terrible SBC, even though it is 82% downvoted on Footbin there. The other 2 SBCs from yesterday, the 78 plus 2 upgrade, which is the exact same as the previous, 3 weeks on this game. It is simply just 6 rares and 1 common gold. But the SBC that you got to do from yesterday is the ratings reload challenge for a small prime gold players pack tradable. This one's really easy to get done. It is a must complete because you never know what you might pack out of a small random pack like this. You might pack a gold card that sells for 2,000 coins. You might pack a gold card that sells for 30 or 40k, and that's a good time. So make sure you get that one done. But it was all about the leaks yesterday, guys. The content was slow, but the leaks and the news and the hype for what is upcoming, again, not just this Friday with Ultimate Scream, but stuff coming out maybe as soon as today is what's taking the forefront on this game. And it all started with this tweet right here. Foot Police yesterday dropped for the second time this year in FC 26 a Bombazo leak tweet with some head exploding emojis as well. 3.1 million views. I'm astonished at how many views a tweet like this is getting. Absolutely insane. However, as the leaks have come out after this might be a tweet that was worthy of kind of the hype and the mystery that he's trying to build up here, right? He's tweeting this because there's big content that's upcoming. And the first time this happened earlier on in the year, a lot of people felt like it wasn't worth the hype. The content that we got, maybe some of the memes you saw yesterday on Twitter about the Evos. There were so many funny tweets based on this whole Bombazo situation from yesterday. But as we started to go throughout the day, we started to see that there are multiple big pieces of content that are coming that are actually pretty good. I thought I had a pretty nifty response here with those 2 players, and Foot Police responded that there are 5 or 6 pretty big leaks that are coming to this game. But let's get into them, guys, with what I think is the biggest leak of them all. And of course, it came after EA promoted themselves the Ultimate Scream promo that is coming this Friday. And we've known the card design. It's been in the code, so that's not a huge thing. But it's one of the players that is going to be inside of it. And I'm going to talk more about Ultimate Scream probably tomorrow in the video, maybe Thursday as well, just because we don't have enough time today to discuss all the leaks and talk about what Ultimate Scream means to this game. And we're probably going to learn more about this promo, one of the most nostalgic FIFA promos. I would call it the best October promo of all time from previous years of this game that everybody has been excited for and has wanted back in this game for years. We're going to talk more about the specifics of this and what it's going to mean in the next couple of days, just because all the other leaks are super important for the right here and the right now. But with this promo, we've got the official card designs for regular cards and for heroes, and this is the big leak. Paul Pogba is getting his first promo card of FC 26. I mean, Who was expecting a Paul Pogba this early? Not me. I was thinking maybe Team of the Year flashback, Team of the Year SBC sort of situation. Paul Pogba's getting a duo player pick, 2-version SBC coming, gotta be this Friday, right? This is the Friday type of SBC, big player, one of the most hyped guys in the game because he's back in FC. Even I started an evolution for him, and a lot of you guys have probably been planning, how do I do a Pogba Evo? Well, now we've got a Pogba SBC that's going to be coming out, and we know a little bit about the cards. The official stats are definitely going to be tweeted today, but this is only 30% of the Bombazo leaks, allegedly, according to Foot Police leaks. There's a center attacking mid version that's going to have Incisive Plus, arguably the best playstyle plus in the game, and a CDM version that will have Intercept Plus. Now, we've seen duo player pick SBCs like this in the past, and it just comes down to your personal preference. Do you feel like a Pogba is better in certain areas of the pitch? I mean, he does have the 5-star skills, so you could absolutely go for a center attacking mid, or you could go for a CDM because he's a bit taller, not going to be, as agile for left stick dribbling on the pitch. Not saying he's going to be bad. It just kind of depends on where he fits into your team. And some people are saying, man, why do I have to pick between two or pick one of the 2 versions because it's a player pick, right? Why couldn't I end up doing both? And that's a very fair assumption. However, most of the time with these player picks, it ends up being one or the other. So we're going to figure out the official stats on this today. I can't imagine it's going to be super cheap, but this is just the first SBC of many that has got me like, what am I doing with fodder? Like, I barely have any fodder in the club right now. I just started yesterday before the leaks really started hitting. The pulled a sick player of the month because I was like, I want to do this SBC. Now I'm 1 of 5 down on this, and I got to complete it in the next 2 weeks. But we got all this stuff upcoming, and the rewards, the way they are in this game right now, I feel like I got to put in a bit of a grind. Maybe today it's the rush points. We're going to talk about this as we keep going through the leaks, but like, we got to get fodder, bro. I'm going to try to play some rush and get some of these packs just in the hopes that I get lucky and pack an 85 or an 86, get my rivals rewards, play all the different live events and tournaments that I can to get all the possible rewards to even try to craft an SBC like that. Now, a couple more pieces of information. I know we're not going to talk a lot about Scream, as I mentioned today, because we're going to talk more about that later. But there are a few players that are leaked. Joshua Kimmich is coming in the Scream promo. Makes sense, as he's always making scary dynamic faces on his promo cards. We've got Alowaran and Di Natale as hero card leaks. Alowaran is scary fast. I don't know what's super scary about Di Natale, but that's a pretty big hero card there. Both of these guys are. I mean, Di Natale's base card is like 1,000,000 coins or right around there, but it looks like, based on the news, and there's going to be more news again today. There's going to be more leaks, guys, so be watching out for Twitter. We'll cover it all on the stream today and in the video tomorrow as well. But this Scream promo looks like it is going to be a power curve boosting promo. Ratings reload kind of boosted things a little, right? We saw a couple players get playstyle pluses added, and we saw some stat boosts for sure. But this looks like a lot of playstyle pluses being added to cards, new positions on cards, so position changes, and that's not all, according to Foot Agent. So there's going to be more leaks. There's going to be more players that are known about for this Ultimate Scream promo. Today, I would be very sure of that. But again, we got to keep going with the news because there is so much, and this news affects us possibly as early as today. We've got a max 87 base hero upgrade pack that's been in the game now for a couple of weeks. We had the max 86 before this, but we've all been asking the question, when is the first icon pack of the year going to be dropping? We got our answer because the pack was added to the code yesterday, 2 hours after content. This isn't a leak, really. This is factual. This is the pack is being added to the back-end code of the game. Foot Scoreboard tweeted it out. Contains 1 base icon player, 87 rated or lower. What are the cards that are in this, you might ask? Well, Fernando Torres, Zola, Makelele, Essien, Petit, and Vidic are some of the highlight cards you can pack from this based on value. Guys, I understand this is going to be very tempting because none of us, or very few of us, have icons in our teams right now. But with all the other SBCs that are out and that are incoming, and with the fact that this is a pure gamble, you could get an icon card that you do not want at all. But you actually, you're gambling with doing this SBC, and that's what makes it pretty tough. You could pack somebody like Kluivert or Crespo or Larson, and I would so much rather, with all the SBCs that we have leaked right now, like the Pogba and other stuff, put that fodder into something a lot more guaranteed. So that's the first thing I'll say about this. But the next question we kind of have to ask with this is, when is it going to be? Because we have the hero pack that is in the game right now, and it's in the game for another 5 days. It is going to refresh tomorrow on Wednesday, but it's in the game for another 5 days. It expires on Saturday. But this pack was just added to the code, which means it's probably going to be released, this icon pack, in the next couple of days, either today or tomorrow. Sometime either today or tomorrow, or Saturday or Sunday would be my guess for this. But I'm kind of leaning towards in the next day or two, just because this pack was just added to the code. And this would be very smart. Think about this from an EA Sports FC26 perspective. They can get people to spend coins on fodder, to do an SBC like the hero when it refreshes, or like the first icon pack of the year, right before a big promo like Ultimate Scream comes out with these new players and packs, that they can try to make people broke. This is the classic EA move. Try to make people spend all their coins and use all their fodder on SBCs and deplete their clubs right before a big promo like this is about to come out, because it makes them feel like they got to go get their clubs built back up, and that means they go to the store and they buy more packs. That's what this kind of feels like, and that's why I'm kind of leaning towards this icon pack potentially coming out as soon as today or tomorrow. So today would be very soon, but watch out for more leaks on that as well, because I'm sure those leakers are going to get that information and be tweeting it out very soon as well as to when the icon pack is going to be. But that's just kind of what I'm thinking in terms of heading into this big promo. Now, speaking of fodder, you're like, Nate, what do I invest in? Market's going to drop, right? On meta cards, most likely, and we'll talk about that. But the market's up a lot already on fodder. Take a look at 88s. They are about 14,000 coins. This is why all weekend we were saying to try to get on fodder when it was lower and when it had more supply during those weekendly reward time frames. 88s were 12K. They're now up to 14. Is it too late to get in? I think it is, unless you're just going to buy one for a club stock. If you have no fodder, but you want to do at least one or two of the SBCs that are coming out instantly, maybe just go buy the 88s for 13K, stock them in your club. Same thing for the 86s and 87s, and maybe even stash an 89 or two. Maybe. Like, these are up as well. All of these cards were as low as 19K on Saturday. Now, Kimmich is different. He's going out of packs. He's going to rise up probably a little bit more. But like Montpellier, 22,000 coins, and on Saturday she was 19. So I think these cards are maybe up a little bit too much. But if you still want to make an investment in fodder, I still think the informs are low enough to invest in. 84s at 11K, preferably 11K flat, and 86 rated informs at about, I mean, it's crazy to say 15K now because they were lower. Mahrez for like 13K is fine as an 85 rated, but if you can get 86 rated informs on like 14,000 coins, I think that's decent. Of course, you can even see the graph on a card like this, Ruben Neves, who's in the team league right now. He was 14K, went up to about 15.5 yesterday, but I think this is where you want to be at, and this is where you want to be investing if you're going to try to invest in fodder at the moment. Because again, we've seen the SBC leaks already. There's still more to come, right? That's where a lot of people are going to be putting their coins right now, and that's why I'm a little worried for the rest of the market, which we'll talk about in just a bit. Now, speaking of where are we putting this fodder, we've got Pogba, we've got an icon pack, we've still got the Busquets end of an era who's coming tomorrow, and now we have his partner in crime, Jordi Alba, who's getting an end of an era SBC as well. This is the perfect duo combination. This is going to be insane, and allegedly they're both coming this week as well. I don't know if they're a part of the same SBC. It's not a player pick, I don't think, like Pogba. I think we'd have the option to be able to do both of their SBCs separately. If they're like inside of the same SBC, that would be incredible. That would probably make it more expensive. But Busquets and Jordi Alba are coming. We do not know the official card for Jordi Alba yet, but be careful with left backs, man, because again, the fact that you're going to have both of these cards dropped on the game with their boosted chemistry. Once again, they're going to have similar to icon chemistry as End of an Eras did last year. I believe it's going to be the same thing. So they will give an extra nation boost. They will give a club link, and they'll give a league link still as well. So it's like almost icon chem, but not quite. I know it's been kind of leaked as icon chem, but it's probably going to be the exact same as what the End of an Eras were last year, which is close to that. And it's still very, very important. But that's just, it's incredible, right? Just be careful with some of your MLS cards. You don't need those links to get these guys on chemistry because they should be on full chem since they have almost icon chem themselves. They'll be like, if you add them to a squad with nobody else in it, they'll be on full chem. That's kind of how that works. But if you also take a look at MLS cards in the market, like a card like this Landon Donovan, they are still moving in prices. People will maybe just do one Busquets or one Jordi Alba instead of both. You know, the inform, or not the inform, but the special version of Messi, the gold version of Messi. Just keep an eye on those cards, not to really invest right now, but just to kind of be aware that there's going to be extra demand for them if and when one of these two SBCs does come out, which again, Busquets is still expected to be tomorrow. So that is not the last leak, but that's kind of the big like fodder consuming SBC leak that we have. Now here's one for the menu grinders. Guys, League SBCs are coming back soon as well. And with this league here, it got us all excited for the old style of League SBCs where it was, you know, every single club in the league, you had to fill out a squad. Back in the good old days of FIFA 17, FIFA 18, that's how League SBCs worked. And it was a way where you could farm tradable packs almost anytime you got on the game, and you got a player reward at the end too. I got to pull this up for a little bit of nostalgia, man. Some of those FIFA 17 player rewards, whew, they were clear. Now, we haven't seen those in a long time, right? And we haven't seen League SBCs be that good in a long time, unfortunately. With this being the year of the club is yours, EA taking our feedback into account and trying to bring things into the game that are really exciting to us, kind of like Ultimate Scream. I would say that's them kind of responding to community feedback and bringing back a marquee promo that we have not seen in a number of years. Could they be bringing back the old League SBC method? Well, this leaker here said that it's not like these. So it's probably going to be like the regular League SBCs we had last year in FC 25 and the year before in FC 24, which if you take a look back at those, instead of having a single league being an SBC, you've got like the mixed league and the premium mixed league. Now, this has got a lot of people still going to the market and investing in cards. And again, League SBCs are still good. Even in this day and age, they're just not as good as they used to be because you get tradable packs, and it's a way to just put players from your club into some SBCs that are just sitting there. Instead of turning all your gold commons and rares into like 78 doubles, you can get some tradable packs back for them and get some opportunities to make some coins off of that. So I would say if you're going to go make an investment and buy cards, I would not go for the CONMEBOL and the Libertadores. They're the Libertadores and Sudamericana cards because those are already up a good bit. All of these golds yesterday were up to like 1,000 coins. And right now there's a lot of people that have invested in these. I think maybe you could do a club stock and buy a couple players here or there. Silvers for these players were also down yesterday. Yeah, maybe if you buy silvers on these for like 350 or 400, you could go ahead and do that. But at this stage, I don't know. I just kind of want to see more news about what League SBCs are going to be out, and they're going to be craftable. They're going to be craftable. Guys, they are every single year. And especially with this leak here, FIFA Trading Romania says, hello, grinders. The daily bronze, silver, and gold upgrades are coming back soon, just in time for Scream as well. So you may not even have to have that many players in your club to do these League SBCs, unless it comes out that they are going to be similar to the very old style, this old style, League SBCs from back when. I don't think there's really that big of a interest in investing, at least from my side of things. We'll just have to see what ends up happening on that. But that's a pretty big leak. We don't know when those are going to drop, but they could be any time soon. So, guys, how in the world does the market react to all of this? These leaks that we have just looked at, from Ultimate Scream being back, from the Pogba to the Icon Pack, to the fact that, you know, this Jordi Alba and this Busquets is still incoming, League SBCs are incoming. How in the world is the market going to react? Honestly, I can't see it reacting super positively because big content, power curve boosting content is going to make people, number one, sell some cards from their teams to get coins to go and do SBCs, because a lot of these SBCs are going to require people to buy cards off of the market, because we all know that most of us don't have enough fodder to go ahead and just do a Busquets SBC right away, or to go ahead and just do that Pogba SBC, regardless of what the price is going to be, because most of our fodder we're getting from Foot Champs rewards and from Rivals rewards doesn't stack up good enough to just be able to complete SBCs like that. And that means people are going to spend coins on fodder, and that means people are going to sell cards from their team to go get coins to go spend coins, if that makes sense, right? And that's going to devalue the market. When we had Player of the Month Mbappe that came out, right, we saw some prices on top tier cards drop a little bit as people were buying some of that high-rated fodder that they needed to complete the SBC and selling some of the players from their team. So I do worry a little bit for the market. And as we take a look at prices right now heading into Tuesday, stuff is low. I mean, we have seen prices drop. I mean, sure, it could be, of course, due to the fact that Weekend League just ended. Some of that last Weekend League sell-off was happening, but a lot of this does have to be attributed as well to the leaks that we've got. I don't think we see that great of a market rise today. But again, here's the reason that I'm also not so sure on that. The market's been very stable, and there's been so many good bounce backs in the past couple of days. But with all this big news that we have out there, I'm trying to take a little bit more of the safe route. Now, again, you see my coin balance. You're like, Nate, dude, you have like 1 point something mil. You're not taking the safe route, dude. All of your coins are invested. This is true. I am making a couple of flips at the moment because there are cards that have gotten very cheap. I'm being very risky with it, but the safe thing to do would be looking at selling a few cards if you have them in your team and just trying to be as liquid as possible, because you just don't know how all this stuff is going to impact the market, and you just don't know where these things are going to go. And especially since it's SBCs, like I said, I just think that's going to hurt some places in the market because people are going to be less willing to go and spend coins on a player for their team with all of the leaked content is upcoming, especially because it is SBC. So I think a cautious approach is the best. I'm still completing a few flips that I had from yesterday. I just bought actually another Florian Wirtz on bid because I got a really good price. And with this icon SBC, like a lot of the icons that are going to be in it have gotten panic sold into the ground. This Essien I watched sell yesterday for 530,000 coins. So when I saw him go to 440K, I had to pick one up. I actually ended up picking up two. I bought one of them too early. I paid 460. The other one I paid 440. I think he went as low as 430. But like, that's a card that even though he's in the icon pack, this is a player that so many people are not going to get from it. He's one of the more expensive cards in the icon pack. I could legit see him go back to almost 500,000 coins today. That's why I tried picking up at that low price. And I'm going to closely watch his price to see where he goes in the next couple of hours and try to make some quick flip profits off of that. But buying cards for a team probably would not do that right now. Let the market kind of do its thing, figure itself out. Probably we see some price drops. If we don't see drops, then maybe all we'll see is just a couple small price rises. And if that's the case, I mean, it's going to come down probably then on Wednesday, if or when the icon pack drops on Thursday. You know, we've got the Busquets in there as well. Right before Friday, people are also going to start saving packs. Saving packs also is another good sign. When people are saying that they're going to do that, that's a good sign that the market probably isn't going to move that great, at least in terms of meta cards, because that means people are just holding. They're waiting for what is upcoming. So I'm going to be going and getting a bunch of packs as fast as I can from finishing Rush today. I got to finish off the tournament from the silver situation here. Get all the packs you can, guys. Literally, like, get as many as you can, because it is going to be rough out there, you know, on the market in the next couple of days, I do believe. So that's kind of what I'm thinking for this. And guys, that's so much leaks, man. It's absolutely insane. I think it does kind of live up to the Bombazo that we had. And he said only 30% of the Bombazos have been leaked so far. So we probably will get more news today. It's just crazy to see all this news at one time. It's just absolutely madness. That's why it gets all the clicks, man. That's why it gets all the views, because it is mad. But again, like I said, we needed this sort of content boost in this game. Ratings reload hasn't been terrible, but it's just kind of been like ho-hum. This Ultimate Scream is not going to be ho-hum, because it's Ultimate Scream coming back and because of the leaks that we have. Now, content today on Tuesday, what I am expecting is we'll probably have a player SBC. We still have a couple of ratings reload players left to be leaked, to be released, like the Santi Jimenez SBC that we have not seen yet. We also have a small evolution boost that Pepe, the upgraded Nicolas Pepe showdown card, is going to be able to be used in dribbling boost, which is crazy. He's got 85 dribbling, but he fits into the Evo. It's not a stat upgrading boost, allegedly, but it's going to boost the dribbling stat on the card. So, hey, if it's one of those that doesn't boost the overall, I'm for it. I'm absolutely for that, and I think that could be a good Evo. So just watch out for that one today. Maybe it'll be pretty good for some chains, but that's really all that I'm expecting too much today of content. Not expecting too much on this Tuesday as well, just more a build up into Friday. Also, the rush objective, if you want to play like me and get some games done, the weekly rush is going to refresh at content drop today. So I got to get 15,000 more rush points, and the current rush mode is double points, so you can get 9 to 10,000 per game if you win, and that means it doesn't take that many games to get this one done and to get a couple of packs that could give you some fodder. Let me know in the comments if you're going to be saving packs, or if you're hyped for this Ultimate Scream, or if you're more so like Nate, these leaks, I just don't like them, man. Like, these leaks are annoying, and you know, I do 100% agree with that sentiment to an extent that the leaks do not make the game better, but the leaks, they're just kind of what we have to live with nowadays, man, because that's just the game that we live in, and EA has not, at least seemingly, put in the resources or the effort to try to stop the leaks. I mean, can you imagine if we had no idea that Paul Pogba was going to get an SBC, or that League SBCs were coming back, or that an Icon pack was incoming? Some of those leaks, like the Icon pack, would probably be inevitable. But for Pogba, can you imagine if we came to Promo Friday of Ultimate Scream not knowing that he was going to come out, and then all of a sudden, like, boom, there's Pogba? Oh my gosh, that would be insane, bro. It would be so much better. But it's not the world that we live in until EA makes some big changes. But I'd love to hear your thoughts on all that in the comment section down below, and what part of all these leaks are most interesting to you. But I will see you guys in the stream today. We'll be talking about all the other leaks that we do get, because we're going to get more 100%. And then we'll be watching the market as well to see how it moves in the anticipation of Ultimate Scream and all this content. If you guys enjoyed the video today, drop a thumbs up on it, comment down below if you have any questions, and subscribe if you're new. It's been TheFutAccountant. See you guys in the stream today. Peace out.